Scary times ahead. I am really scared. It's gonna be 5-0. Bumrah is likely to be rested. Jaiswal is gonna drop root at 15. Pant and Gambhir are gonna get into the street fight for sure. And I have only one question in my mind. When's the Asia Cup starting from? Okay, hi Raj, good morning.
Good
Straight
morning.
up question. What's your 11 for the second test starting tomorrow?
Think a couple of changes are definitely necessary from our team. I would say one probably Prasad Krishna. He himself admitted that he was not on top of his game, or he was not sure ki what is the length he has to hit. I don't think at an international level you should be in that state. Probably rest him, prepare him well for the next, probably in the next three matches or so. Bring in Arshdeep, where he's good with confidence. He's the highest wicket taker for India in T20s, and he's got good swing played county cricket. Definitely, Arshdeep is going to slot into in place of Prasad Krishna. That's one. And if you see edge best, and I think even spinners have got some purchase over the few years. I think to an extent in the second innings, maybe. So, along with Jadeja, if you want, we can bring in Washington Sundar in place of Shardul Thakur, which will help us increase the spin options as such. And Washington Sundar again is relentless. He just bowls stump to stump, and if there's a mini mistake, yeah, if you observed, most of the England batters have swept Ravindra Jadeja, and probably
Yeah.
Sundar can provide such some certain kind of variety which can bring in little bit of doubt. It is going to be
Yeah.
sweeps and reverse sweeps again with spinners for England, and I think we need to have certain variety to make them doubt a little bit. And the third change, which I feel we should make, it's a probably bold change, but probably bring in Nitish Reddy in place of Karun Nair, because the medium pacers have also done really well. So three changes for me: one, Ashdeep in place of Prasid, uh,
Yep.
Sundar in place of Shradul, and Nitish Reddy in place of Karun Nair. So we have variety of bowling options here. In this case, we
Mm.
have five. Uh,
Five bowling options.
Bowling options,
Six bowling options.
six
Yeah.
bowling options we have, including Nitish Reddy. Our
Yep.
tail is long. You're not depleting your tail. You're replacing Shraddal with Washington Sundar, and Nitish Reddy comes in as a batting replacement who can also bowl 6 to 10 overs, which Shraddal bowled in the last match. So Bumrah can be well utilized without overburdening. Ashdeep
Yeah.
can take a higher load, and there are other bowlers who can do well. So I think
Yeah.
these are the three changes which I would make, which probably puts India in a better position.
So Ryan Tendulkar held a press conference and he hinted at India playing two spinners.
Mhm.
And there was a talk of Kuldeep also there. So it could be a case that they might play Kuldeep and not Washi. And also going by the practice visuals, Akashdeep was in focus and not Arshdeep. So I think they are inclined to play Akashdeep in place of
I mean, Akashdeep,
Akashdeep in place of Prasid. They are thinking.
yeah. So it's going to be Bumrah versus Arshdeep, and Akashdeep is definitely someone who's going to play. Is that what
Yeah,
you feel?
if we go by the practice visuals, and
I
also
mean,
Karun Nair was seen practicing slip catching it on the first slip, so that makes a case for him to play another test for sure. So I don't know. It's so messed up. I haven't seen like Indian team so unclear about their plans in a long, long time in Test cricket, at least. I haven't seen this. They are so unclear about everything. Just one test has happened, and it's like we have lost 5-0, or we have lost everything here. So much
no, I
panic, I
mean,
feel.
there's no clear idea, there's no clear plan, at least looking at the team, the squad. I mean, it looks like anyone can come in and play because there are 3 to 4 weak spots which are in the Indian team. I think seven spots are solid to an extent, but you can't win match with 11 spots. So we are still finding those 3 to 4 spots of bother for us. Probably the three down batting, the second change bowler, and probably someone who can take wickets in the fourth innings. These are the things which are missing. Probably that's why
Yeah,
Kuldeep is being brought into place, or he's in the talks, because he can be a wicket taker. I mean, if England is getting aggressive, there's no one in the Indian team in the first test who were able to threaten them to take wickets, at least put some
Yeah,
false shots or etc. Kuldeep is someone who would give that flight, who would give that variation, which can probably be dangerous for England batsmen, I would say. So Kuldeep and Akashdeep definitely not bad options, I would say. But if we are bringing in Kuldeep and Akashdeep, I hope we are not making our batting much weaker because
yeah, yeah.
uh, in the Edgbaston, again, it looked like we need to score 400 to win the match. Definitely
At
in the
least.
first innings,
Yeah.
you need to score 400. So if we don't have the team who can score 400, the bowlers are not going to get the score which they can defend. So
Yeah.
whatever they do,
And
they
England,
shouldn't make batting weak.
yeah. And England chased 378 last time around when we played here. And
Right.
also India's record at Edgbaston hasn't been good. They have lost 7 test matches out of 8 and drawn one. So it hasn't been good. Only good thing that happened at Edgbaston was the Champions Trophy win in 2013. That was in Edgbaston. So only
Okay.
good thing for India happened was in 2013. And what do you think about Bumrah's call that should they play him now or in the third test? Because I think he can only play one of the two tests. So next
Yes.
test that is at Lords, and some reports suggest that just because the ground is so iconic and no player wants to miss a test at Lords, that's why they are considering to play him at Lords. But I think series on the line. If India goes 2-0 from here, then I think it would be very difficult, almost impossible to come back. I thought Bumrah should have played this one.
I mean, flip it on the other side. If we play Bumrah this match and if we lose this match, then imagine the pressure we'll be going in for the third test at
Yeah,
Lords without having to play Bumrah.
Bumrah.
I would
Yeah.
say rest him if he's someone who is going to play just one match of this next two matches. Rest him this match, bring him back to the Lords match. Even if we win, it will make our team stronger. If we lose, we are going to get a boost, mental boost, saying that Bumrah is going to be back
Yeah.
and we recently won in Lords too. So the positivity would be high when we are going into Lords rather than coming into Edgbaston. It's fine. I think England haven't changed their team in from the first match to the second match, and Arshdeep is someone who can give us some kind of idea if he should be continued to play in the third match, fourth
Yeah.
match, or so on. So whatever you want to test, I believe you have to test now because this pitch is not going to stop any bowler from taking wickets. It's going to help you. It's okay, Bumrah. Without Bumrah, also probably we have a chance to take those 20 wickets if the combination is right in this test match. And even if things go wrong, I think Bumrah coming back into the last test match can put in some kind of heart to the Indian cricket team. So I think we should, if one match is definitely gone from Bumrah in second and third test, I believe it's smart enough to stop him play in the second test match.
So just put a selector's cap on or Gambhir's cap on and tell me if you have to choose one between Sai and Karun. And you are wearing Gambhir's cap here. So who would you pick? Because the report suggests that either of the two will play because they have to include an all-rounder like Washi and Reddy, so that we have 5 to 6 bowling options. So it's 90% sure that out of the two, only one will play. Who are you gonna play at three?
Definitely a very difficult question, but
Very difficult.
I would say maybe Karun Nair going by his
Yeah,
slip fielding at least. Maybe he can
yeah,
be given the chance of one down and try him
yeah,
out, saying how will how he's going to perform weekend test. I mean, it's still unfair on him because on one hand he played three down or four down in the last match, and now shifting to one down, the mindset is going to be completely different if you're playing
yeah.
at the first down versus fourth down. Right, still it's going to be unfair, but I think for a batsman of his experience who has played in domestic for so long and he who has had a triple century in the international cricket, I think he should be smart enough to adjust and bring his game to the series. So I think I'll pick Karun Nair just because He's been good at slips, and we definitely need a good catcher. And I still believe there's not much difference between Sudarshan and Karuna with respect to the batting. Sudarshan hasn't impressed a lot, and he still has time, so he can gain the experience. He can have a understanding of how the pitch is playing over the England series. Probably he can be back in the next England series or even in this series going forward. So if only one has to be picked among Karun Nair and Sai, it has to be Karun Nair.
The seam bowling attack should be Siraj, Prasidh, and Arshdeep, according to you, or Siraj, Arshdeep, and Akashdeep. If we are considering Bumrah is out for this
Out.
test.
Yes, Siraj, Arshdeep, and Akashdeep.
Akashdeep too, like I think these conditions would suit him because he is mainly a swing bowler. And we saw
Right.
in Australia he did trouble Head and Smith for some patches, but obviously Australian pitches aren't so accustomed to swing bowlers. But I think this would suit him, and it feels like that this Indian team that's gonna take part in tomorrow's game. It gives Gaba vibes a bit because so inexperienced. Nobody's giving them a chance, and yeah, I
You know,
mean,
I was on the other side. I was looking at some some
yeah,
post on Instagram which says the similar kind of statement. Gill says that we are a young team, we are learning. Hopefully, we'll
yeah,
put up a better performance in the next match. And just below that, there was a stat which says average age of Indian cricket team is 29 point something, and average age of England cricket team squad is 28. So actually,
yeah.
England has a younger squad compared to Indian squad out here.
I
So
I think
it's
Karun Nair has contributed to that average a bit.
yeah. Probably inexperience. Definitely, we are less inexperienced, not with respect to the age wise, but with respect to the international experience. We are having short and multiple options. I mean, our bowling attack has been inexperienced. Is inexperienced. Akashdeep very few tests. Prasidh Krishna few tests played. Arshdeep probably going to debut. So the bowling attack looks inexperienced. The batting also seems little bit weak. I think Rahul, Jaiswal, Pant, Gill, four of the people who have scored centuries have to stand up again because the other two or three spots are definitely looking pretty weak.
Yep. And also, like, I remember when India lost in Australia in 2020 BGT, first test 36 all out. After that, India like increased their bowlers. Like, they played, instead of playing extra batters, they played extra bowlers. That was a bold call, in my opinion. Now, after this test, if we are to go by the reports, there's going to be a lot of all rounders there. That's a bit defensive, according to me. Do you think is there a chance to include four fast bowlers, Arshdeep, Siraj, Prasidh, and Akashdeep all to play? Is there a slight chance? I would like them to play all.
I mean, getting 20 wickets has to be aim in the test cricket. If you're
Yes,
not getting 20
exactly.
wickets, you're not going to win. And test cricket requires these specialist players, as in you need to have specialist batsmen, you need to have specialist bowlers so that they are tackling on whatever challenges you get. In a T20 match, probably the amount of balls which a bowler has to bowl or an amount of batting number of balls which a batsman has to face is very limited,
Yeah.
given the nature of the game. But now you get good amount of time, good amount of chance. So specialist bowlers definitely make a huge impact in test cricket, is what I believe. You would definitely want to go with four fast bowlers, given that our batting is much more stable. If we have a much more stable batting lineup, that is why the inclusion of Shardul Thakur has also been done, I would say, in the first test. If you look at him, even if we have five fast bowlers, we had four fast bowlers. Shardul Thakur, I wouldn't consider him as a pure all-rounder.
Yes.
I would still
Bowling all
consider him as a
rounder.
bowler. So we
Yes.
played four fast bowlers in the last test match. But if Gill is not someone who is able to rotate them properly, Gill is not someone who can make the best out of each and every bowler. You already have inexperienced bowlers at your hand, and if your inexperienced captain is not making such uh, bold calls or giving them confidence to perform well, it doesn't matter if you are playing with four bowlers, five bowlers, six bowlers. You're going to get screwed. So that is
Yeah.
why I think defensive outlook is being there. So these are the bowlers who are just being put in to complete some quota of overs, give rest to the main
Yes.
bowlers, and I think we still are going to go with three main bowlers, and the other three
Mm.
would be filler bowlers. Probably one or two would be useful for the second innings. I would say the spinners majorly, but otherwise, I don't think India is going to play four pace bowlers, pure bowlers. I would say that era is gone. Kohli era is
Yeah.
where probably we would have made such calls because
Yeah.
that man would have said, I would stand and score runs if you need, but we need
Yes.
20 wickets, so
We
let's
need
have
100 wins.
bowlers. That
Yeah.
is the attitude which we used to have, and I don't think. I mean, at least it's pretty early, but it looks like we're going back to MS Dhoni's era kind of Test captaincy,
Yeah.
where we are
Yeah. Yeah.
going for draws more than the
Yeah. Yeah.
wins.
So one batter from India and one bowler from India to look forward to in this game. Who do you think will do good? Will be good.
I was just looking at the numbers too the other day. Looks like Rishabh Pant has get
Yep.
record at Edgbaston. I think he scored a
Mm.
century as well earlier.
Yes.
So definitely, at least if Pant has played good, India is out of trouble. That is what I believe. I wouldn't say India has performed exceedingly well if Pant has done well.
Mm.
If
Yeah.
Pant plays well, the pitch can be a minefield, but it means that India is out of danger if
Yep.
he's playing well. So I would pick Pant for the batsman, definitely.
Mm.
And bowling lineup is so unclear that I am not able to pick any bowler, but I would say Siraj. I hope Siraj comes into play.
Yeah.
If Siraj is doing good, I think the others can definitely chip in with more support, which will make Indian bowling attack also a little bit more potent. So Siraj and Pant for me.
I really think that it's gonna be Siraj's game. He'll run through England's batting for sure. I think. I have a feeling. For England, who is the dangerous batter and
Of
bowler?
course, Root. I think
Yeah.
Root is going to be key for them. Of course, I mean, England's batting lineup is very much exciting. I mean, looking at the talent which they have, probably
Yeah.
the middle order looks so strong compared to Indian middle order. You
Yes.
have Joe Root, you have Ben Stokes, you have Harry Brook, you have Oli Pop at one down, and then
Yeah.
it looks tremendous, and I think Joe Root is the one who India has to be wary of. Others probably have this kind of aggressive attitude where they might lose wicket if with some mistake or another. Brook got a chance last time; he
Yeah.
should have been out or not. So if Joe Root is gone early, definitely India has a good chance. If Joe Root plays well, then it's England's game definitely. Bowler, again, I feel he has performed really not really well in the first Test match. He's the most
Yeah.
experienced bowler for England team.
Yeah.
I would say Chris Wokes is the one who's going to destroy the Indian batting lineup. At least in the first, the
Yeah.
top order is going to struggle. KL Rahul is going to fail, is what I believe in this Test match probably, and we're going to go back to saying that 100 per series is what KL Rahul does, and he has done his part
Yeah.
in this England series. So Chris Wokes is the bowler who will be wary of, and Joe Root is the batsman from England team. I should be worried more.
Yeah. Chris Wokes has been known to get into groove after the first or second test. He comes into groove after that. So
Yeah.
yeah, he is dangerous according to me as well. One bold prediction for the match. One thing that you think will happen, and no one would think this could happen.
India is
Bonding
going to
odds
be
are
down.
against. Hmm.
India is going to be down by 4 wickets
Oh,
before reaching 50. The
okay.
scoreline would say less than 50 for 4.
My bold prediction would be I think Karun Nair would get 100 at three. At three.
Okay.
So who's winning? Is India gonna go 1-1 or 2-0
I
for
see. I
Stokes
mean, I
and
hope
England?
India makes it 1-1. So unless there's some Mia magic, it is going to be England 2-0.
we we need Mia Magic for sure. We need. I think it's gonna be 1-1. There's gonna be
Okay.
Mia Magic for sure, and
Let's hope so.
Karun Nair will redeem himself.
Great.
Okay, guys, drop your predictions in the comments and we'll get back to you after the day's play tomorrow. Thanks.